Stronger winds blowing through the valley this morning. Sherry breaks down our weekend forecast straight ahead. Plus, that tuberculosis scare at a local high school leaving parents on edge. How many students the health district believes may have been exposed. And a teen creates a giant sculpture for Burning Man. The cause? It's going towards. We're here on the Valley's News Leader. It starts right now.
Now, live, this is 8 News Now. Good day.
And a good Friday morning here on the Valley's News Leader. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Kirsten Joyce. All right, Sherry, what's this weather doing?
Well, it looks like the wind just keeps coming back like a bad penny. Kirsten, and overnight we've had gusty winds again, up over 30 miles an hour in some areas. Look at the sustained winds. Henderson over 20, Nellis 18, right in the middle of town, about 13 to 15 miles an hour. Temperatures are dropping too. We are looking for a cooler day. We were in those upper 60s yesterday. We've got this strong flow that keeps bringing in bouts of southwesterly gusty winds, and that's what we've seen materialize again in the overnight hours. Look at the snow across northern Nevada, up into Utah, close to Clark County, but not in Clark County. And it looks like this next low pressure system will bring the rain and snow mainly to the north of us, although we may wind up with a few snow showers in our own local mountains. We'll see how that goes. So the showers around will be focused over the higher elevations, while I think we'll have mostly sunny skies to a few extra clouds around maybe through the day for the valley. But that's it. We'll look for temperatures in those upper 50s and maybe a couple of neighborhoods touching 60 degrees. Maybe. That's it. A cooler Friday finish to the week. We'll look at the weekend. Looks like a little more wind and keeping these cool temps. 4:01, we're going to say happy Friday to Nate. See what's out there on the roads.
Sherry.
Yes.
That
Nate.
is not just a Friday.
It isn't,
Right,
is it?
right.
Finally, Friday. We
yes,
know
sir.
a lot of you have the different type of work week, but a lot of us do the Monday through Friday. And the Spaghetti Bowl is looking great as you get in and out of the I-15, heading southbound on the right side, headlights heading into the Spaghetti Bowl, and a little bit further south. Supposedly, Project N was taking away the exit ramp from North 15 to get off at eastbound Charleston. Supposed to be reopening that at this hour. We'll keep an eye on it for you all morning long, Kirsten.
Thank you, Nate. As many as 200 students were exposed to tuberculosis at Durango High School. That's a word from the Southern Nevada Health District, which began investigating last month. The person involved was quickly excused from school. The health district and school then worked closely together to identify any close contacts. This week, some students received a letter indicating possible exposure. Those identified are now required by law to take a test, which will happen next Wednesday and Thursday during school hours. Some parents don't want to take any chances.
We'll have him tested and make an appointment with his pediatrician to see if he may have contracted it, even though he has been vaccinated, but just to be a precaution.
The health district reports investigating 59 active cases of TB last year. Well, heads up for parents and students. There is school today. CCSD says an initial version of the school year calendar had March 8th as a day off, but that was quickly changed to being a normal day. This has nothing to do with the snow day that was called last month. The Board of Trustees will meet next week to decide on a makeup day for that. President Trump's former campaign chairman Paul Manafort will spend nearly 4 years in prison, the longest sentence yet from special counsel Robert Mueller's Russia investigation. Manafort was convicted on 8 counts of tax and bank fraud related to his work for Ukrainian politicians. The sentence, however, is far less than the 24 years prosecutors had wanted. The judge called that excessive. On The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, Democratic presidential candidate Cory Booker said Manafort's sentence, however, was unfair.
You have a criminal justice system that treats you better if you're rich and guilty than if you're poor and innocent.
Next week, Manafort faces another sentencing in Washington, D.C. in a separate case related to illegal lobbying. Not one of Manafort's convictions is related to his work with President Trump's campaign. The House overwhelmingly approved an anti-hate resolution. It was sparked by recent comments by freshman Democrat Ilhan Omar, who suggested that Israel's supporters in the U.S. have split loyalties. House Democrats proposed a resolution condemning anti-Semitism, but later broadened it to oppose all forms of bigotry. All 23 no votes were from Republicans, arguing the resolution should have specifically condemned Omar's comments. Nate.
Kirsten, 4:05 on your Friday morning. And you know, every summer, tens of thousands of people flock up to the northern Nevada desert for the annual Burning Man Festival. It's a week-long event celebrating art and music and a little offbeat culture. This year, a local artist is going to have her work showcased at the festival. Now, before it heads to its final home, they will represent Southern Nevada's history. The exclusive story from 8 News Now reporter Sasha Loftus.
I got it. Sweet. Okay.
Each piece of molded metal
I definitely want to do art and create things forever.
fuses a fantastic bond.
Yeah. I'm just here to learn. I'm just learning from their expertise.
As Tahoe Mack and her team
Fire.
create this perfectly prehistoric treasure.
I hope it's an inspiration to other girls to get out and try something new.
Meet the monumental mammoth.
I can do the back.
The iconic 14-foot sculpture symbolizes Southern Nevada's rich history
There's this struggle in humanity, like the trash and about losing the past.
while acting as an elegant mirror into our city's future.
All the things that you do in life are going to leave an impact, and hopefully it's a good impact.
Mack came up with the concept for her Girl Scout Gold Award project.
And I went into this project with no experience at all, with welding, working with metal.
Now, 3 years later, her group has transformed what was once trash
So this is just like a guide.
into a timeless treasure. Soon it will make a stop at the 2019 Burning Man Festival before heading to its final home in Tule Springs.
It's awesome just to see people all coming together in the community to save what we have.
Where Mack hopes her vision will encourage others
It's not my mammoth, it's a community's mammoth.
to turn their passions into this kind of purpose.
These girls have power, so go out and make a difference.
Sasha Loftus, 8 News Now.
The Magic of Peter Pan. It's a local school play, how students are able to put together the production of Peter Pan Jr. And Samsung is developing a new type of phone to rival Apple. We'll tell you what's behind the company's foldable phone.
You're watching the Valley's news leader with Kirsten Joyce, John Langler, Sherry Swinsk, and Nate Tannenbaum. This is 8 News Now. Good day.
Hundreds of high school and college students in Sacramento staged a massive classroom walkout, protesting a decision not to charge the officers involved in the deadly shooting of Stephon Clark. Doug Johnson reports.
Organized by the Black Student Union, we are here. Today's Stephon Clark student walkout and march started on the campus of Sacramento City College. Come on out! Come on out! It's a campus where Clark himself once attended school.
This affects everyone on this campus. So that's why it's important that they get involved, because they can be Stephon Clark. I can be Stephon Clark. My brother, my sister, my classmate, my peer can be Stephon Clark.
At first, students began marching through the school's buildings, chanting encouragement for others to join them.
Honestly, I came out because I just had to see how we're responding to things as people.
Soon, a group of high school students from nearby McClatchy High joined this group of students at City College.
I didn't expect this much people to be out, out of school, holding up signs, doing everything they're supposed to be doing.
Andre Young is Stephon Clark's cousin.
If he was here right now, if this was somebody else, if he was here right now, he'd tell you, my mama, I don't even know him, but hey, justice for him. That's exactly what he would say.
Then the group started to march in the streets, heading up Freeport, first to McClatchy High to encourage more students to walk out. Then the group headed down 2nd Avenue to Sacramento High, and again on that campus, encouraging more students to join them. It was mostly a group of young people, close in age to Clark, who was just 22 when he died.
We can't make it through our college years without getting taken down.
Since the DA and Attorney General have both decided not to file criminal charges, most marching are now calling on the Sacramento Police Department to dismiss the 2 officers who pulled the trigger that night, ultimately killing Stephon Clark.
We're saying fire those officers. It's a shame that you didn't prosecute them and let them be tried in a jury amongst our peers.
Eventually, the group came to the state capitol to show support for new use of force legislation.
AB 392 is the least thing that you could do to start addressing police murders within the black community.
Tell those people who are in the positions to change it, you have to help us do something about it. It's time to stop turning a blind eye.
And that was Doug Johnson reporting. It is now 4:12. Last month's wet winter weather finally gone, but how has it affected levels at Lake Mead, if at all? Stay with us.
Call 1-800-FAST-FIT.
You're watching 8 News Now. Good day.
4:15. Winter storms across the West have given us much needed rain and snow recently, but an above average snowpack in our mountains won't really do anything to put a dent in our drought conditions. Orko Manna went to the experts to explain.
It's been a wet winter in the West, and because of the drought, the precipitation is a sign of progress.
It's helping.
More snow is falling on the Rocky Mountains. At one site in Colorado, there are 22 inches of snow now. Last winter at this time, there were 14 inches.
A substantial increase compared to last year.
The National Weather Service in Las Vegas says the Rocky Mountain snowpack is crucial. The snow melts and then that water flows into the Colorado River. Southern Nevada gets 90% of its water from that source, which empties into Lake Mead. While the snowfall is up, we're not out of the woods yet.
If we get a wet winter and there's a rapid warm-up and we lose a lot of that snowpack quickly, then that's not as efficient either. So just having the wet winters isn't necessarily going to help. The best scenario is we get a lot of snow late into the spring.
Because of the snowpack and local rain and snowstorms, Lake Mead is getting a much-needed boost. From December to the first week of March, the water level has gone up by 10 feet, but the drought drags on. With drought conditions being far from over, experts do not want you to be fooled by the recent flurries and rainfall we've seen across the valley or by the amount of water in detention basins like this one. They say we still need to take precautions.
It would still take several years of above average snowfall along the Colorado River for things to continue to return to what we thought was normal for water levels.
The National Weather Service says it's hard to forecast that far in the future, but they're hoping for some serious snowpack.
Kind of have to take it year by year.
Orko Manna, 8 News Now.
Okay, so what Orko is addressing is refilling Lake Mead. And that was very specific. But what we have found out is with all the rain that we've had across the desert area this winter, it's alleviated a lot of what we call drought situation. So where we were under moderate drought status, that has actually been alleviated for us into Arizona, which is great news. So it has helped. The rain has helped in a lot of situations as far as drought status. But as far as refilling Lake Mead, we definitely depend on the Rockies for that. So I wish it could help to get water back in the lake, but all the rainfall doesn't. But it certainly does help the vegetation. It helps the ground, the water table below ground. It's helped in a lot of ways, but it's just not going to put the water back into Lake Mead.
All right.
So it's good. And California may have some flooding problems as their snow melt starts happening into the rivers because they've had so much snow in the Sierras. So here we go. Let's take a look. They're getting more rain, more snow into California and across northern Nevada up into Utah. I think Brian Head's going to get some good snow this weekend. If you're in the mood for skiing and snowboarding, we'll take a look at that radar in just a minute. Flags are whipping here at home because we've had some gusty winds again overnight, and those are out of the southwest. So we're still relatively mild, except overall temperatures will be cooler, and we'll have that trend as we're heading into the weekend. We've had gusts up near 30 miles an hour. Temps are about 6 degrees cooler this morning than they were yesterday. As we look at the overall radar, there's really nothing that's happening. It's just wind out there, and we're keeping it dry. But as we zoom out, you can see that there is more rain and snow. There is another system that's pulling into California, but it's pretty much going to lift to the north. It's got more rain in the Central Valley. Look at the Sierras. They got a lot of snow again today, and a lot of that's going to head to the north of us. I think Lincoln County up into central Nevada will get in on the rain and the snow. Already they're getting some fairly good snow across northern and northeastern Nevada this morning. And here's the snow over into Utah. So again, I think there'll be a little extra for Brian Head, so that's good news. The jet stream will continue to pull in these systems off the west coast, but I think we're going to miss out on this one. There's another one coming on Sunday into Monday. I think we'll have a better chance of getting some rain. We could see some mountain snow today just with the lift and a little bit of moisture that'll come our way. So windy, cooler. We're only looking at a high of 59 today. That's it. And we're going to stick to low 60s, upper 50s. Don't forget, we're jumping forward. We're springing forward into daylight saving time this weekend. So we lose an hour of sleep, but get some extra daylight at the end of the day. 20 to 30% chance of showers Sunday, Monday, and then breezy again with slight chances by the middle of next week. Definitely cooler than those normal mid to upper 60s for the next week. Already on to the roads. Nate, what's moving out there?
Cars, and that is good news. And that's everybody, because Project Neon lane restrictions are non-existent. You see the cones off to the side of the road for southbound US 95 heading for the Spaghetti Bowl. Relatively light traffic at this 4 o'clock hour. Taking a look south of the Spaghetti Bowl, north and southbound I-15. That traffic is moving along. There was an overnight Project Neon ramp closure. You couldn't get off the North 15 to go east on Charleston. That has been lifted, and the traffic map is looking pretty green. There's some slowdowns, as there appear to be just about every morning, southbound on the I-15, south of the 215, right around there at Blue Diamond. Kirsten?
All right, thanks, Nate. Foldable phones coming soon to a store near you. Samsung's Galaxy Fold has a screen that opens and closes like a book. How does it work? What are the advantages? CNET's Kara Suboy gives us a rundown in the Tech Minute.
Samsung's Galaxy Fold hits the market on April 26 with a price of $1,980. So what do you get from a bending phone that costs nearly $2,000? A total game changer. When it's closed, the Fold has a 4.6-inch screen, and then it opens like a book to 7.3 inches. The screens themselves are made from a plastic polymer material, not glass. That's what lets them bend like they do. But this model doesn't close completely flat. There's always going to be a bit of a seam. The Fold runs the most recent version of Google's Android operating system, the Android 9 Pie. The two companies work closely to ensure a seamless user experience called app continuity. So when you're looking at an app on the smaller screen, it will automatically fill the bigger screen when the phone is at its largest. When the phone is open to work more like a tablet, you can have 3 active windows working at once. And in total, the Fold has 6 cameras and will be available in 4 different colors. In San Francisco, I'm Kara Suboy with CNET for CBS News.
Wow, that does offer a lot. Whew, game changer. A local theater team flies to Neverland. Brian introduces us to a group of students who put together a play on Peter Pan Jr. in today's What's
Lost. A production of Peter Pan soaring to new heights in today's What's Cool at School.
Cornerstone Performing Arts Academy is putting on a production of Peter Pan Jr., a play that truly reaches new heights.
These kids are going to fly, and we're going to figure out how to do it, and we are. Watch all the flowers. We dream big. We dream huge, as you can see. We don't do anything on a small scale, but we have such a phenomenal team.
That talented theater team includes Broadway aerial choreographer Paul Rubin and ZFX flying director Andrea Gentry. These are industry professionals lending their vast expertise so students can soar.
It's also so much fun to fly.
Sometimes it's a little nerve-wracking, but as soon as I'm up there, it feels really cool and it's just amazing, yeah.
It's not just a leap of faith. Behind the scenes, there's preparation and precaution.
When there's a sharper angle, when I pull you, you're going, and that's why you're hitting the window or coming really close to it.
It's fun, but listen, otherwise you're gonna get an earful.
The technical director and team use tracks and rising lifts. Students are suited in fly harnesses, and 5 people backstage, 3 working the lines, 2 on ropes, utilize timing, stamina, and strength. Their director, Rebecca Sims, who also has industry experience, is inspired by how students rise to the challenge.
You've got to start cheering and getting off the stage.
The difference between working with professionals and working with little ones is that they're capable of anything.
Better listeners, adults or kids?
Kids.
I had a feeling you were going to say that. During their recent opening weekend, these 33 student actors performed for over 600 theater goers.
Says Peter Pan, mighty warrior, save Tiger Lily, make Chief better. You don't know what's gonna happen, but you're confident at the same time.
I feel really nervous and sometimes a little queasy, but then I just kind of calm myself down and say, you wanna know what? I've done this before and I can do it.
Stories can come.
To see how well all of them are doing, it makes my heart burst.
It was hard to do because we did not have a lot of time, but it turned out amazing, and I think you would love it.
They still have another weekend of shows at Cornerstone, tonight, Friday night, and 2 shows tomorrow.
I have to grow up tomorrow. I would definitely consider doing it as a career.
He can fly, he can fly, he can fly.
You try.
Just spread joy, spread the love of our kids, share this wonderful, timeless tale.
And that's what's cool at school.
To vote for this program, or if you know something that's cool at school, just head to LasVegasNow.com, click on Cool at School under the Community tab, or send your email to coolatSchool@LasVegasNow.com. The winner will receive $250 for their program. Have a great weekend.
What fun. All right, stay with us, folks. We got plenty more coming up, including the Las Vegas Lights home opener is this weekend. We'll have a live report and the latest with our weather, how it's shaping up as well.
Heck?
That is correct.
Now on Good Day, we may not be done with the showers, but strong wind blowing through the valley. Sherry gives us all the details in her Weather Now forecast. And we're learning more about the mental health condition of the man who died in police custody, and we hear what his family had to say after seeing the video for themselves. Nye County Sheriff does not plan on enforcing the governor's new background check bill. We'll explain more about the gun background checks. The Valley's news leader starts right now.
Now, live, this is 8 News Now, Good Day.
And a good Friday morning to you at 1:30. John's off for the day. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kirsten Joyce. Sherry, we got the wind. It's just unrelenting.
It's back, right?
Yes.
And it's been up 35, 40 miles an hour overnight. Red Rock's had some 40-mile-an-hour gusts, while the Valley has already been clipping at about 30 plus. So definitely it's been on the windy side. Maybe it's kept you awake a little bit in the overnight hours. I know I was hearing it all night long outside my windows. Sustained winds between 15 and 20, even a little bit higher in South Henderson this morning. Our afternoon highs should be in the upper 60s. We're not going to reach that. In fact, we're going to be almost 10 degrees cooler today. Temps are down into the 40s valley-wide this morning. Look at Kyle Canyon in the upper 20s, and the mountains are primed for snow with this next system. We might actually get brushed with a few light sprinkles around the valley, and especially out in the foothills, but it's more going to be a snow event, and it's not even going to be a very big event. There's about a 30 to 40% chance of some snow showers today. Looks like this system that we were expecting rain today will be more of a chance of snow in our local mountains, and the rain should be moving more to the north. So we'll keep it windy and clouds and sunshine with temperatures much cooler, highs only in the upper 50s. So grab a nice warm jacket today and nice warm hoodies for the kiddos. 4:32 on this Friday morning. Let's get out on the roads. Good morning, Nate. What do you see out there?
Well, it is definitely breezy and chilly as you're getting in and out of your car, but moving down the freeways, you're doing all right. Project Neon has cones off to the side for southbound US 95. Those are the taillights heading for the Spaghetti Bowl. Headlights are coming out of the Spaghetti Bowl heading for the Rainbow Curve. Meanwhile, we check southbound I-15 from the Spaghetti Bowl, and it looks like the Project Neon folks are hard at work in the middle, but doesn't appear to be affecting the ride for the southbound drivers. And the freeway traffic map is looking mostly green. There's a little bit of slowing south 15 between the 215 and Blue Diamond Road. Kirsten?
All right. Thank you very much, Nate. A manic episode might have caused the death of a 65-year-old who was in police custody. Metro Police say Roy Scott called police Sunday evening, but refused to cooperate with officers who said they were there to help. Body cam footage shows the altercation between Scott and 2 police officers. Metro believes the man was experiencing what's called an excited delirium.
Delirium is basically a phenomenon that presents both psychologically and physiologically, where people experience schizophrenia, paranoia, agitation, delirium.
He had mental illness, but he shouldn't be dead right now because of it.
You can tell his heart was racing. He was scared, and all he kept saying, "Don't do this, just don't do that."
Scott's daughter said he had a long history of mental health. They believe there's a larger conversation, however, to be had, one that deals with the unique stresses of handling a situation with a person who suffers from a mental illness. But Metro Police say both of these officers did act appropriately. A woman is behind bars for stabbing 2 people on an RTC bus. It happened last night near Sahara and Paradise. Police say the suspect got into an argument before stabbing the victim. She ran off. Officers did catch up with her. Police eventually had to shoot her with a low lethal shotgun to get her to drop the knife. The victims are expected to survive. Singer R. Kelly remains behind bars this morning. He was arrested for failing to pay more than $160,000 of child support. Police in Detroit are looking to talk to a woman who says Kelly sexually assaulted her back in 2001 when she was 13. CBS This Morning's anchor Gail King has spoken with 2 women who currently live with Kelly. Jocelyn Savage is 23, Azriel Cleary is 21.
Is it a 3-way sexual relationship?
Sexually? Well, first of all, I'm not here to talk about my personal life. Okay. And I would never share with no one what I do in or outside of the bedroom. And as a woman, I'm sure you would not either.
No, I wouldn't, but
okay then.
No, you're
next
right.
question.
No, you're right. I would not, but this is a very different circumstance.
It's
and
not
I
a
think
different
it's a fair
circumstance. There are
question.
people all over the world who have multiple girlfriends.
The parents of both women claim Kelly has brainwashed their daughters. Kelly claims he's innocent. You can see more of King's exclusive interview in a special report tonight at 8 p.m. on 8 News Now. Let's check in now with Nate.
Well, Kirsten, is 4:35 on your Friday morning. A high school teacher who's wanted for trying to lure students is behind bars. Police in Laredo, Texas, arrested 27-year-old Danny Lisk as he was about to leave the country. Here from Southern Nevada, it's the Nye County Sheriff's Office that says that teacher was making his way into Juarez, Mexico. Lisk is wanted for sending lewd messages through Snapchat through multiple children from the Pahrump Valley High School where he worked. He's being charged with, quote, promotion of sexual performance of a minor, as well as luring children and the unlawful use of a minor in producing pornography. Other news from Nye County, the sheriff there says she's not going to enforce the new gun control measure signed into law by Governor Steve Sisolak. This is that law that requires background checks on most private gun transactions. Politics Now co-host Patrick Walker explains.
10 months before a new law requiring background checks on most private party gun sales takes effect, a Fourth County sheriff says she won't comply. Nye County Sheriff Sharon Worley sending a letter to Governor Steve Sisolak saying in part, quote, as sheriff of Nye County, I agree with Sheriff Watts. I will not participate in the enforcement of this new law, end quote. One supporter who helped with the effort to pass the measure reacted to the sheriff's letter during a taping of Politics Now. Your reaction to that?
I think that's hilarious. And they're going to enforce it eventually. We'll take it to the courts. That's fine. But at the end of the day, it's going to get enforced whether they like it or not.
Worley joins the sheriffs of White Pine, Pershing, and Eureka counties, saying the new law creates a burden on law enforcement and that the citizens don't want it.
And vote no on question 1.
Rural sheriffs didn't either, as seen in this ad from the NRA in 2016. It failed in the rural counties, but enough support in Clark County allowed the measure to pass by less than a percentage point. Former Attorney General Adam Laxalt put the bill on hold due to a requirement that the FBI perform the background checks. Last month, lawmakers rewrote and passed a revised bill.
It's time to get serious about gun violence. It's time to enact the measure that Nevadans voted for.
Prohibited persons do not subject themselves to background checks. This law will not change that.
Both Governor Sisolak and Attorney General Aaron Ford responded to Sheriff Worley's letter, saying they look forward to working with the sheriffs to review ways to enforce the law. Patrick Walker, 8 News Now.
It is 4:38. Be on the lookout near McCarran this morning. The Blue Angels will be doing a flyover in the area. The squadron is the flight demonstration team for the U.S. Navy. The flyover is scheduled for about 9:30 this morning. Marvel's newest hero is flying into theaters today.
I think I had a life here, but I can't tell if it's real.
The significance Captain Marvel will have on Women's History Month is next. Plus.
Nick, leave us a little vocal warm-up before we start. The Jonas Brothers are back together. The Jonas Brothers are back together. The Jonas Brothers are back together. The Jonas Brothers are back together.
Yes, they are, and they are riding in a car with James Corden. Some of the classic tunes they sang on Carpool Karaoke.
You're watching the Valley's news leader with Kirsten Joyce, John Langler, Sherry Swensk, and Nate Tannenbaum. This is 8 News Now. Good day.
4:41 on your Friday morning, Sherry. The wait is over for Marvel's newest origin story.
It's the first female-led superhero movie in the Marvel Universe that hits theaters today. Oscar winner Brie Larson stars as the title character. Captain Marvel David Daniel has a preview.
I think I had a life here, but I can't tell if it's real.
The MCU hasn't had a solo female superhero film until Captain Marvel. But don't tell Brie Larson she's breaking new ground.
There's been so many awesome female characters in the MCU that I just haven't really been able to see myself as doing anything sort of historical in that way. I just feel like I'm joining them.
Also joining Marvel's cast of heroines is Lashana Lynch as single mother and fighter pilot Maria Rambeau.
To be able to play a fighter pilot just singularly is already like, whoa, I'm representing something real strong here, man. About to show these boys how we do it. You ready?
Higher, further, faster, baby.
That's right.
The tentpole also features some familiar MCU faces, including a young Nick Fury.
As much as it's an origin story for Captain Marvel, it's kind of an origin story for Nick Fury. We find out things about him we didn't know.
A toast is cut diagonally. I can't eat it. You didn't need that, did you?
No, I didn't, but I enjoyed it.
Can Captain Marvel save them all next month in Avengers Endgame?
I think she can do anything, so I'm not really the best person to ask, but we'll see what happens.
That's a yes or no question.
Yes.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Does look good. The Golden Knights continue their dominance this week. We'll hear from fans who are excited about the team's 5-game winning streak to date.
You're watching 8 News Now. Good day.
Now Smith. England out high looking. Rip shot, score! Derek England goes upstairs on Riddick. He ends a 36-game drought.
All right. right, the Knights on that 5-game winning streak. It was Wednesday night that Derek England helped the Knights beat the division-leading Calgary Flames with that game-winning goal. It was Marc-Andre Fleury's 437th win of his career, ties him for 8th all-time. So the Knights are hitting the ice again tomorrow. They're in Vancouver trying to extend that 5-game winning streak. So for this week's Striking Gold, Ron Futrell caught up with Knights fans who want to see the wins keep coming.
Well, good morning, everybody. We hung out with fans from both teams before that win at T-Mobile the other night. A lot of Calgary fans in the stands. You see, Canadians, they love traveling here to Las Vegas, and we like having them here.
Are you guys friends or what?
No, I don't know.
You just met here?
Yeah.
Okay, just like 10 seconds ago.
You gotta just love it when hockey brings people together. Calgary fans actually pretty complimentary of what they've seen in the Vegas Golden Knights.
They've been fantastic this year. They really have. It's been nice to see that they've been competitive again this year too. I mean, last year was phenomenal, really. Like, how could you top that other than winning the cup, right?
What do you think of the Vegas Golden Knights and their success?
Oh, I think it was fantastic.
You think it's good? What if they beat Calgary?
So?
Nobody can beat what Vegas did last year.
No.
That is phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal.
On the ice, a different story, as Matthew Tkachuk skates into Marc-Andre Fleury and things get a little dicey.
And now Fleury and Tkachuk are going to talk.
And now with 5 straight wins, Knights fans like what they see.
Now that we've got Stone, we're on a nice little roll. I think we're going to roll into the playoffs, and we're going to be a tough team to contend with.
Pacioretty, all the new players that we got this year, the chemistry between all the players, it's fun.
Last year was great excitement. It brought the city together, and we're hoping they do it again this year.
I think we're going to go to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Oh, the finals. They're going all the way to the final again this year.
Yes.
Why not? Been there, done that. Let's do it again.
Oh, yeah. We're going.
Okay, love the roses up there. Did you make those?
Yes, I did. I tend to wear a lot of headgear, and it's mostly just, to be encouraging to all the fans, just to, have fun. Win or lose, especially if we lose, just keep having fun.
Okay, some great advice there. We'll just keep having fun here as well. But it certainly helps when the Knights keep winning like they are right now. Now, as we take a quick look here at the current standings in the Pacific Division, the Knights closing in on Calgary and San Jose, but still pretty solid in that 3rd place spot in the Pacific. Arizona 10 points back. The top 3 teams make the playoffs, along with a couple of wild card teams from the Western Conference. Now the Knights are back out on the road for their next 3 games. They play at Vancouver tomorrow, then at Calgary on Sunday. So a couple of tough games in Canada this weekend. We'll find out if the love from the Canadian fans continues if the Knights win a couple of games up there in the Great White North this weekend. All right, that's your sports for this Friday. Have a good one, everybody.
All right.
Well,
Third, guys. Third. Good standings.
Well, they've been kind of hanging in there, and to beat the division leader is excellent on our ice. Then they have to, after Vancouver, then they go to Calgary to play on their ice. So.
Right. And I think the Canadian love will continue, even for our own players, right? Even for Las Vegas.
Well, for sure. I mean, many of the players on the Knights were in Canada.
Right, but now they got to go to Canada and beat them.
Exactly.
Hey,
go Knights, go!
So
go
we'll
Knights,
see.
go.
We're closing in. At least we're going to make it into the playoffs.
Yep.
Yes,
and that's good, right? So we got to do
really
that.
kind of mess up to not make the playoffs.
We can do it again. I've been to 1 game this season. I need to go to 1 more before. Just so to say, yes, it's been a great season. All right, so let's get to what's going on out there. We got a lot of wind out there. We've had temperatures that have been dropping into the 40s. It's definitely pretty chilly out there. We'll continue to feel the chill as we factor in the winds with the cooler temps this morning. Even Kyle Canyon's down to 28. We could see some snow in the mountains. We've been talking all week about a chance of rain for Friday, but that has diminished more and more as the model runs have come in, even in the last 24 hours. So what we're looking at now is a mix of clouds and sunshine today. Maybe some wind-driven sprinkles as the system passes through. 40 at Red Rock, 46 in Pahrump, 40s in Boulder City, 50s in Laughlin. But the system itself is really going to open up and spread inland and to the north of us, and we'll just get clipped by it. Southern jet stream is to the south of us. So there's going to be a lot of rain and snow that comes in, but it's going to be kind of spread out and mainly focus over northern California, northern Nevada and over into Utah. So we'll see what we get out of it. I don't think we're going to see a lot, but our local mountains, again, looking for about a 40% chance of snow. And I think the snow levels will be lower because the system will be cooler. So 38 degrees today, strong southwest winds, and snow levels that could be down even as low as above Red Rock. But I don't see a lot of accumulation that low. Again, it will focus on the ski resort. Look at our daytime highs. We're only talking 59 today. Yesterday we were 67. Windy today, and then the winds back off a little bit through the weekend. The next system, we don't recover much temperature-wise before we're cooler, and a chance of rain Sunday, Monday. Breezy with slight chances next week. And we're springing forward into daylight saving time. We're going to lose an hour of sleep, sorry to say. 4:51. We need that sleep,
That's
Nate.
Great. Yeah, it's weird how every year, mysteriously, the second Sunday in March, the 2 a.m. hour disappears.
It does.
The clock turns to 2 and all of a sudden it's 3.
Yep.
What happened? It's gone. All right, we are moving right along on the freeways. At least we have the opportunity to be a little light as traffic is light, and then we don't have any major issues. Southbound US 95 heading for the Spaghetti Bowl. Southbound I-15 between Trop and Russell Road. Headlights are starting to build as more folks get onto the roadway, but so far we're keeping it quiet. There is some congestion now South 15 coming out of the Spaghetti Bowl and making that curve on the westbound 215 heading for McCarran Airport and the I-15. Keep an eye on it for you, Kirsten.
Thank you very much, Nate. Coming up at 5 a.m., a Florida family sending a message after an incident with their child. The video they witnessed of their child getting locked in a cooler. Stay with us here on the Valley's News Leader.
Watching 8 News Now, good day.
I'm stepping into the lava, and I'm trying to keep from going under. Baby, you turn the temperature hotter, 'cause I'm burning up for you, baby.
James Corden bringing back the Jonas Brothers for Carpool Karaoke. All week long, the band co-hosted the show with them to celebrate the band's big-time reunion. This Sunday evening, Aretha Franklin will be honored during a concert special. The concert will pay tribute to her career. Actor and filmmaker Tyler Perry will host the evening. There will be several performances of her songs from current singers, including Jennifer Hudson, Celine Dion, John Legend, and Smokey Robinson. You can catch that tribute right here on Channel 8 at 9 p.m. Sherry.
That's going to be a great show. Well, today is a day to celebrate and advocate for women. It's International Women's Day, and marches and rallies are planned around the globe. Google is celebrating 13 women with an interactive slideshow called Google Doodle, which is made by women. The 13 women featured come from all over the world and are known for their work in a range of fields, from science and arts to sports and space. Some of them include Frida Kahlo, Dr. Mae Jemison, and Yoko Ono. And star NBA player Steph Curry is celebrating International Women's Day by releasing a new pair of sneakers with the help of a 9-year-old.
Extremely important for her to have some input on my product, for her to be able to design the sock liner for my shoe and just be able to tell her story even more. I wanted to make sure she was a part of that.
You now get to help design a part of his shoe? What did you think when you found that out?
I was really happy.
Tell me a little bit about your design.
It's two girls playing basketball and then encouraging words behind it.
Oh, that's cool. Last year, Riley Morrison called Curry out for not offering his Under Armour shoes in girls' sizes. And Under Armour has since updated their website to show boys and girls sizes for their shoes. Under Armour has since updated, oh, we just said that. You can catch the reveal of the shoe on CBS this morning at 7, right after Good Day. That is cool. And I love Steph, because he interacts with all of his fans.
Well, and that's amazing. I remember we were reporting on her reaching out, and he's like, okay, well, come help me with this now. It's very cool.
We'll do something about it. Under Armour's a great sports brand as well.
Yeah, it is.
We'll be right back, everybody. We got your headlines, weather,